How you doing? It's Michael Kidd again, Kid Lone Tree. Just wanted to talk to you guys today about a climbing setup that I have using New England spliced rope. I think it's Tachyon, 11.5, 11 millimeter, something like that. 2 DMM Ultra O's. And the retrieval ball that I got to sit on here is from the pulley saver that I bought. And then the hitch climber pulley that I use, just using a VT setup. I like it. I've been climbing on it for a little while. I've tied it several different ways, and I've screwed it up several different ways, and if you don't tie it right, it doesn't catch, and you start sliding, you're out there walking, it'll start drifting on you. You don't really want it to drift, because you could be wanting to be set in an area, do your work, and you start walking, it just throws you off, makes you jiggle a little bit and feel a little uncomfortable. Doesn't really work out too well. So what I'd like to do is show you how I tie it. You can choose your own way. It may work for you, it may not. Just my opinion, just what I've learned. This rope that I'm using it's either 11 or 11 and a half New England Tachyon. Okay. Actually, I kind of like it. I used to have something else that was a little thicker, but this seems to break well and catch well, and it's very, very supple, very easy to use and knot. Okay, so what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to untie it, and I'll retie it for you so you can kind of see how it goes. Alright, so the way it looks right now is how I typically climb with it. Alright. What I generally do is I will start roughly halfway, maybe a little bit less. And I'll take the side. If I do it the same way every time, you don't mess it up, or you are less likely to mess it up. So what you want to do is you want to wrap it around once, twice, and if you look, it'll give you 3 bars. Okay. And what you want to do is you want to kind of make them even, both tails even, so when you wrap it, you have the same amount on each side, and then the eyes will end the same, and it's easier just to work with. So they're roughly even. I'm going to take the top, come around again, pass it over that bottom one there, and cross the bottom one around the back. Okay, now the bottom one is on your right hand side. I'm going to take it and pass it across and over the one that I just brought around from the back. So the one that was on the top is now on the left. And I'm going to crisscross it where the bottom one came across. So now, since this one is on the top, when I wrap it around the back, it's going to go on the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to swap them over again, but I'm going to wrap it on the bottom. Okay, now I'm going to opposite that and go where the back one is now on the bottom. So there's your climbing hitch. Okay, that's what VT. That's how I tie it. I'm not saying this is the only way to do. I'm just giving you, for example. And as far as setting it up on the actual system, take your hitch climber pulley. You'll put one strand on one side, one strand on the other side. Take you a carabiner, and the way I do it is I come from the left to the right. Go through one eye, then the back hole on the hitch climber, and to the other eye. I like to, before I rotate the carabiner around, I like to check it and make sure it does grab. Because if it doesn't, what you'd have to do is flip the hitch over, and I'll show you here in a second. So I'll leave it like this just for now so you can kind of see. Then what I'll do, I'll take another Ultra O put it through the top from left to right as I'm looking at it, and I'll rotate the carabiner up to where the nose is on top, so you can clip in your rope. Okay, so let's say that the hitch doesn't grab and it slips on you a little bit. So what we'll do, I'll take this back off. No, I'll leave it on. I'll unhook the bottom one. Okay, remember how I showed you slide the hitch climber pulley through the two cross ends there? So what we'll do is we'll rotate the hitch climber pulley over to where instead of the crosses being on the top, they're now on the bottom. Okay. And you'll do the same thing with the carabiner. Go from left to right through the pulley, and finally the other side. Okay. The reason why I like to have it to where the gate is on the, or the opening is on the bottom, is because you can clip into your harness with no issues. And then finally, to top it all off, once you have it set up, you clip in your top one. That's why I have the nose rotated to where you can slide the rope on and off if you need to. You don't have to worry about unclipping a carabiner. And how it slips there, that's some issues, but you can remedy that by adding another twist in it or adding a wrap up top. The diameter that you use on your rope is critical. You want it to be at least two sizes lower. Like, so if you have a 1/2 inch line, you don't want to get a 9/16, or you want it to be at least two sizes so that it will grab better. This one just happens to be a one size smaller, and it works for me. I like it. So anyway, if you have any questions, please comment. And as always, climb safe. Have a good one.